Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I just got back from Spain. I was over there for a few weeks and had the absolute time of my life. I hope you guys and gals have been enjoying the Booked Out Cleaner series. I think we did 9 episodes of that, so there should have been over 10 hours of content. Really great episodes. It was great to learn about the experiences and the journey and the success that some of these people have been having. And these are just 9 of the people that were inside my Booked Out Cleaners program. There were over 70 people at one point before I downsized it a little bit, and those are just the people that I could round up in the span of a week that were gracious enough to lend me their time and speak with me. There's a hell of a lot more people in there that have done amazing things, and it's just so cool to see. And they were really fun episodes to film, and I know there was a ton of value in there. So hope you really love those. I would definitely love to do more episodes like that with my past, present, and future coaching clients. But anyway, let's talk about Spain a little bit. And also at the end of this little episode, I'm going to let you guys know about the new self-made coaching program, which the waitlist is now out for. So if you're not already on that, stick around for the end of this episode to figure out how to get on there. But yeah, let's talk about Spain. Spain was amazing. If you've never been to Europe, I tell this to everyone, it is a life-changing journey. It is a life-changing trip. Everyone I know, including myself, who has gone to Europe, the only thing they ever want to do is go back to Europe. It's very hard to come home after you've been to such a magical place like that. But I started off in Madrid. I loved Madrid. And then I went to Seville, and I loved Seville. And then I went to Barcelona, and I loved Barcelona. And then I went to Ibiza, which was the last leg of my trip. And oh my word, that was something. So yeah, it was really fun, and obviously I put my second location of the cleaning business under management about a week before I left, and so for that whole time, for the last probably 4 weeks now, I haven't had to do anything in the business, which has been great, and it's been running great without me. We actually had a record week while I was away. I talked about this inside the coaching program on a Q&A call. We had our highest profit week in the history of the business in the first week that I was away in Spain. So that was a really cool thing to see while I was in Madrid. But yeah, it was a really nice trip to just disconnect and recharge a bit, because I have been working quite hard on a number of different projects, and obviously between the content and getting the new coaching program up and setting up my new manager so that she can really step into the role and take ownership of it in the best way possible. It's been a lot, so it was good to disconnect for a little bit. And yeah, Madrid was amazing. It was really hot. That was the only downside, but it's nothing like Australian heat. Everyone was warning me before I went to Spain. They're like, "Oh, you're going to die in this heat. Like, you are going to cook." And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like Perth heat, West Australian heat, is pretty bad. And what makes it worse, in my opinion, is the fact that we have no protective layer in our ozone. It's like whenever it's hot in Western Australia, the UV is like 500. You know, it can be 35 degrees, but the UV is 20. And it just feels like you step outside and the sun is just piercing through your skin. Whereas in Spain, like in Madrid, Madrid is very much landlocked. It's in like the center of Spain. So it was like 42 degrees most days. We're far away from a coastline, but I felt fine. Like, I was doing 30,000 steps a day, just walking around, exploring and doing all sorts of stuff. And I was loving it. Like, the UV there is nothing like Australia. So everyone who was scared about or worried for me going to Spain because of how hot it was, don't worry. Australia is a different monster. So yeah, I got to Madrid and chilled out there for the first day. The second day, I went to this little castle, medieval sort of town called Toledo, which I took this high-speed train called a Renfe. It goes like 250 k's an hour, really cool. From Madrid to Toledo, I did a day trip there, so I had a guided tour and checked out all the old town. There's like a moat, so it surrounds this castle, and there's all the castle walls, and it's like, just boggles my mind how people built these things hundreds of years ago and how they even got there in the first place, because it was enough of a journey going there on a high-speed train and then taking a taxi up to the top of the mountain and then, having a horse cart me around the town. It's like, how do people walk here hundreds of years ago? Humans are a different breed. So Toledo was really, really beautiful. I loved it. I got some great pictures there. ate some great food, and loved learning about the history of the place. And then I went back to Madrid and, yeah, did a lot of tours there. I went to the Real Madrid Stadium and did the tour there. What else did I do? Oh, it was just so jam-packed. Every day was something else. And then I actually went to the Kanye West concert in Madrid as well. And look, say what you want about Kanye. He's a bit of a loose cannon. I don't have much of an opinion on the guy, besides the fact that he is a loose cannon and he said some absurd, abhorrent things. But he used to make good music, so I was really keen to go see that with my friend who I went all the way to Spain with, and we went, and it was amazing, and yeah, unforgettable experience seeing him perform live. And while that was happening, the business back home was ticking along nicely, and it's just a really cool feeling just being able to like check my phone, and I'm seeing notifications on my lock screen for like payments coming through, and my management team liaising with each other, and everything's going good. And I'm just enjoying myself in this other country on the other side of the globe. And it's like such a surreal feeling. And so, yeah, I went to the Kanye concert. That was awesome. And then had like the most amazing dinner ever. It's like every restaurant you go into, it's just the best food you've ever had. It doesn't matter if it's just some random corner store. It's just like, I don't know what they're putting in the food over there, but it's just different. It's just different to anything else we have here. Like I've had, really expensive dinners in Australia at like fine dining places where I've spent hundreds of dollars on a meal. It pales in comparison to the average like 15 euro paella in Spain. It's like insane. So yeah, Madrid was awesome. I really loved Madrid. I don't know what it was about that place, but it was just so alive every day. Everywhere you went, you could just go out and there was so much life. Everyone's so friendly, so much culture. I did, however, have a bit of a hiccup, a bit of an altercation when I went to this theme park called Park Warner. It was basically like, we've got Movie World in Australia. It was the Spanish version of that. There was this one incident where me and my mate, we waited for like an hour in this line to get on the ride. It was like some Batman roller coaster. And we finally get to the front of the ride. And I go to put my phone and my bag in one of the lockers. And all of a sudden I turn back to get in the roller coaster with my mate, he was right beside me. And there's just this guy sitting in one of our seats, and he wasn't there before because we were the only two people in line ready for these seats, because they line each two people up to the assigned seats. And so we're like, what's going on? So we kind of like just point at the guy and we're like, hey, those are our seats. And he just stares back at us blankly. One thing I learned about Madrid and Spain in general is that not many people speak English, like at all. I've been to other European countries. They tend to speak pretty good English. Spain, not so much. So we're trying to explain to this guy that's our seat. I think he knows, but he's using the fact that he doesn't speak English and we're foreigners to his advantage, and he's just kind of sitting there quietly. And then the staff are like yelling at us in Spanish, and we don't know what they're saying. So we're trying to explain to them like, hey, this guy took one of our seats. We're just trying to get in the roller coaster and go off. And then one of the attendants walks out of his like little booth and is like really yelling at us, like spit is flying in my face. I'm like, oh my, what is going on? And he's like getting frustrated that we don't understand him, and he's getting frustrated as well that we're speaking English and he can't understand us, which is another thing, because why is this an amusement park, which is a tourist attraction, and no one speaks English, right? I feel like if there's a place or a thing where there's lots of tourism, there's going to be lots of people speaking English. I feel like that should kind of be the default. But anyway, he's telling us to like, just go line up again. And I'm like, okay, cool. We'll line up again. We'll wait 2 minutes and get on the next ride. Cool. So we get to the line again, at the front of the line this time. We're lining up to get in our seats. And then after like another 2 minutes, he yells at us to come out. And we're like, oh, does he want to like put us in the next ride? So we walk out again and he's like, get out. And we go, huh? He's like, leave the park, basically. He's telling us to leave the ride, not the park. And we're just so confused because we got told to go to the line again and just line up and get on the next one. Now we're getting told to leave the attraction altogether. And so there's like this big heated back and forth, and like now people in line are yelling at us because we're holding up the ride, and all the other staff are yelling at us in Spanish, and we don't know what they're even yelling about because we can't understand them. And eventually I think they just got so fed up, and we weren't going to leave because we had been lining up for over an hour. Like we were staying there no matter what. So I think they just gave up and they let us get back in the line, and then we went on the ride, but we were livid. Like it was not a fun experience. I have a lot of empathy for, foreigners that visit Australia and maybe don't speak good English. And I've seen a lot of Australians like, getting irritated in like hospitality and stuff when someone doesn't understand English very well. And like, that was me. I was getting literally yelled at, like screamed at for not speaking Spanish. And it was just this whole thing and kind of ruined the experience a bit, but it was still a really fun trip. So yeah, Park Warner, I probably wouldn't go back there again, but they had a cool roller coaster. So that was fun. And then what else did I do in Madrid? I think that was about it. Besides that, just a lot more sightseeing and tours and lots of food. Oh my, lots and lots of food. I don't even remember how much food I ate. That was, most normal people eat 3 meals a day. I think I ate 3 meals per meal. So it was great. I love food. It's like one of the, I think it's the thing I cherish most in life, and it's the one thing that I really truly splurge on. And it's, like I'm grateful to be in the position I am financially, but the only real thing I spend money on in excess amounts of is food. So that was a highlight for me. And then I went to Seville, I took another one of these high-speed trains, which was like 2.5 hours from Madrid. And Seville was really hot. This was the hottest part of the trip. So Seville was like 45 degrees every day, but just incredible place. Like this was my absolute favorite in terms of just architecture and history. And, I visited the Royal Alcazar of Sevilla, and I did like a guided tour there. Spanish people are probably going to come for me for saying Seville. I'm pretty sure it's Sevilla, but the tourists and the foreigners just call it Seville. I don't really know what the deal is there. But anyway, really, really fun place. I got around. You either get around by like walking, or you can take a chariot, like a horse in a cart sort of thing. Really cool place. Not cool temperature wise. That would have been a bit nicer because my clothes were basically stuck to me every day from the amount of sweat. That's maybe a bit TMI, but yeah, very, very sweaty place, but very beautiful. Lots of amazing things to see, and that's really it. They also have the biggest Gothic cathedral in the world in Seville, so I got to walk up that. I walked up like 20-something flights of stairs in 45-degree heat, and there's no air conditioning in here because this is like a 500-year-old cathedral, so I don't think they had AC back then. And so I'm walking all this way up, and I'm thinking, I'm going to get the best like panoramic view of Seville when I get to the top. And I get to the top, and it's like just fully caged in with chicken wire, and it's really not a pretty view, so I couldn't even get like a good photo there. And then I had to walk, 20-something flights of stairs down again in that heat. So that wasn't fun, but very, very cool. Definitely one of the highlights of the trip for me. Then I was off to Barcelona. Barcelona was honestly a little bit underwhelming. I had probably the highest hopes for Barcelona because everyone was hyping it up and saying, you've got the beach, you've got the nightlife, the food, the people, everything. It was great, don't get me wrong, but not my favorite for sure. And some pretty crazy things happened, which I won't talk about in this episode. But if you're in Booked Out Cleaners, you would have heard me talk about it in a Q&A. Maybe I'll talk about it in a future podcast episode. I don't know. It was insane. I won't say anything about it here. But yeah, Barcelona was cool. Same thing again. I just did some day trips, sightseeing, ate more good food, went to the beach, all that stuff. And what else? Yeah, then I went to Ibiza, which, I mean, if you've ever been there, you probably have an idea of what I'm going to say. But it was like a fever dream. It was just, that place is on another level. Like, I'm not a big party person, but like I might be one after going there. It was really cool. I got to see Calvin Harris. I saw Swedish House Mafia. I went to this Hyper Club, which is a nightclub on steroids, basically. It's like the third biggest club in the world. Has a capacity of 10,000 people. And it was like, I can't even describe what it was like visually. It was the most incredible thing. I felt like I was dreaming the whole time I was in there because of the visuals and the music and everything that was going on. There were people on stilts. There were people hanging from the ceiling and flying and all kinds of things. And this is just like, it was so weird because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like, we took a 30-minute taxi to get to this place, and it's surrounded by just like kind of desert and rundown houses and stuff. And then there's just like this $200 million hyper club, which is, I didn't even know the term Hyper Club existed, but it does. So yeah, Ibiza was ridiculous. I think I was there for 4 days. I think I slept one of those days. And then I came back to Madrid, chilled out for a bit before coming back to Australia. And yeah, it was just incredible. I really do love travel. It's the one thing that I really look forward to now that I've built my business up and I'm in a position where I'm able to, take time away from it and it can run without me. So I've got lots of trips coming up that I've booked and a lot of trips in the pipeline. And it's also why I'm really ramping up my coaching again, because this is something like I'm someone that loves to work. And I had a meeting with my management team today, and I was talking to Jessa, who's our VA that has been with us for about 5 years now. She had a little getaway for her birthday, so she took about 4 days off. Hey, hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Real quick before we get back into it, if you've been getting something out of this podcast and you want to go a layer deeper, the waitlist for my new coaching program is now open. There's going to be 2 separate programs for 2 types of people. The Self-Made Academy to get you to $10,000 months in your cleaning business, and the Self-Made Mastermind, which will be a more exclusive program with one-on-one support from me to help you scale to multi-6 and 7 figures. Doors aren't open yet, but if you're on the list, you'll be first to get in when we launch with a special day 1 offer for the lowest price it'll ever be. It's free to put your name down, so head to selfmade.co. The Self-Made Academy will be launching sometime in September, and the Mastermind program will follow soon after. Again, if you want to learn directly from me to help you grow your cleaning business, head to selfmade.co and get on the list. The link will also be in the description of this episode. Now, let's get back to the show. And went away somewhere in the Philippines, and she came back and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I was so tired the whole time I was on holiday." And it's like, but when I work, I feel great. And I'm like, oh, I'm so much the same. Like when I go away on holiday, I feel like I'm so much more lethargic and drained than when I'm working nonstop. And I think it's the way people like us are wired, entrepreneurs and these high-level operators. Like we just can't switch off. And when we do, our bodies and our minds just switch off as well in a not good way for us. Like it's a hard adjustment, but it's something that is necessary. We do have to give ourselves a break and reward ourselves with things like that. But for me, like I want to travel and work. So coaching is going to be great for me. It's going to be a good blend of the 2 things. And I know a lot of people have been asking for it over the last year and a half, 2 years, but it's finally going to come in full force. So yeah, if you want to get in on that, the waitlist is now up. So I'll be launching the Self-Made Academy in late September sometime. And the waitlist is at selfmade.co. So that's selfmade, no spaces, MAID, selfmade.co, not .com. Selfmade.co. So if you go there, it's completely free. You can get on the waitlist and you will unlock the low price on day 1, which will be the lowest price it's ever going to be. And the Self-Made Academy is for if you haven't started a cleaning business yet and you want to start, or if you have a cleaning business and you're under 10K a month. So the idea of the Academy is to get you to 10K months, and then you can then potentially, if you'd like to, get some higher level coaching and assistance, you can join the Self-Made Mastermind, which will be launching in October or November. And that'll be for people that are at 10K months and want to scale to, multi-6 and 7 figures. So that's sort of how things are looking at the moment. Very excited to finally be launching this and getting it into full swing. It's going to be amazing. I've got a lot of cool things planned for it. Obviously, the Made OS software, which I don't even know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I've built a whole software that's going to accompany the coaching programs. So you get free access to this as part of your membership into either community, and there's lots of tools and plugins and course material that's going to help you get to where you want to be in your business, and it complements the coaching material and everything in there nicely. So that's something to look forward to. And again, it's selfmade.co if you want to get yourself on the wait list. If you're listening to this episode in future, if I haven't taken it down, I don't know if I'll leave it up. Maybe I'll leave it up even after the thing is launched. But yeah, if you're listening to this in future, it's probably already up and running. So if you head to selfmade.co, it should just be like a page that takes you into either the Academy or Mastermind. But that's the general idea. There's those 2 communities because I want to help people at those different stages. Because, if you're someone you already have like a $500,000 business or even $1 million or more business, you probably don't want to be in the academy where the focus is getting people to, just get off the ground running and stable and profitable and getting to 10K a month. So that's why I've split this up into 2 different programs. The mastermind will have a lot more one-on-one support with me, and I'll be creating custom coaching programs for each individual person in that. It'll also have a cap on how many members can join. I'm not sure what that number will be yet, but Academy will not be capped. It'll be a much, much, much lower price, and there'll be no lock-in. You just pay every month. You can leave whenever you want, and that's kind of how that's going to work. So yeah, that's how things are looking at the moment. Just wanted to share that with you and share my excitement now that I'm back from Spain and tell you a bit about my trip. It was, again, the most incredible trip I've been on. Loved it so much. I cannot wait to go back to Spain. There's still so much there to explore. There's so many other cool cities, and it's an amazing place. It's full of diversity and so many cool things to see. Europe in general is just crazy. So if you haven't left your hometown and had a chance to explore the world, you have to. It is life-changing. You're never going to want to go back. I don't think that this is a me thing. I think this is a universal experience. People that travel abroad, it changes your whole perception of reality, and you never want to go back. But make sure you build the business up first, because I feel like this is one thing I did really well. I worked really hard and didn't have distractions, and then I started to indulge and do things like this. I feel like now, if I was doing the things I do now, and I wasn't really where I wanted to be, I would really be, sluggishly getting to the next level, because I've just got lots of distractions and lots of things I want to do besides work. But, so yeah, that's my take on the matter. But I hope you are all really, again, enjoying the podcast. I love putting these episodes out. I really hope you're enjoying them. If you haven't already, please leave a 5-star rating on the episode, because that really helps me out and it helps other people like you find the podcast and join us, and just puts a smile on my face. And I also love when you post the podcast on your Instagram stories and TikToks and tag me, because I'll always repost it, and I love that. So please keep doing that. A lot of you have been doing it, and it's really, really cool to see. It just warms my heart like you wouldn't believe. And yeah, I'm really, really grateful and really, really excited for the future ahead, and I'm just so stoked that I have a business that can run and grow without me, and it's now in more than one location, and we are just going from one stride to the next, and it's a really beautiful thing. I love what I've built. I love what we've built in the team. It's such an amazing thing, and we have such good chemistry together, which is another thing that, it's not something that you can manufacture. It's either there or it's not. And I just have the best team around me. I've got the best management team. I've got the best cleaning team. We've got 70-something people now, and there is not one that I would get rid of right now. We've fired people in the past. Obviously, we've replaced people, all this stuff. We have a massive team, a bigger team than I've ever had before. There is not one person that I would get rid of right now. We are so dialed in. I'm so proud of all the work that everyone's doing, and it is the best feeling as a business owner to be at a stage like this. So if this isn't motivation for you, I don't know what is, but I really just want to help other people get to this stage where they can, fully just leverage their expertise and their time, and also the time of others, and, build a team, build a real business that's profitable and scalable and can run and grow without you. So that's going to be the whole philosophy behind the Self-Made Collective, which will be the Self-Made Academy and the Self-Made Mastermind. So again, if you'd like to get on the waitlist for that, head to selfmade.co and put your name down, and we will be launching in the very near future. So looking forward to that. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the Booked Out Cleaner series. If you'd like to see more episodes like that, just let me know. I've got a lot more people that I could interview from my coaching program that have got incredible stories and have achieved unreal amounts of success. And yeah, with that being said, thank you for tuning into another episode of the Self-Made Podcast. If you're on the fence about getting in to a coaching program, whether it be mine or another one, I really do encourage you to take this opportunity to get on the wait list and learn a bit more about what it's going to look like in the build-up, because this is going to be a great opportunity for people that want to grow their business or even start a business if you're not already in one. There's going to be lots of resources and help and courses and a community and a curriculum to get you there. And it would be a shame if people missed out, because this is a really great opportunity. The cleaning business is a great business opportunity. In my opinion, it's one of the best. It's changed my life. It's changed the lives of the last 9 or 10 people that you just heard about on the podcast that I interviewed, and also the lives of many others in my coaching program and beyond. So if you're on the fence about joining a coaching program, I highly, highly encourage you to take that leap of faith and get yourself on the wait list for the Self-Made Academy. So head to the website, selfmade.co, put your name down, and I'll hopefully see you in there in a couple of weeks. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.